Could your choice of presidential candidate hurt your chances to rent an apartment? We'll share the details on the surprising ad placed by one landlord. That's up next. Your real estate news starts now. Thank you for watching your real estate news. I'm your host, Stacey Hansen. Let's take a look at your headlines. Money Magazine reports that a landlord in Colorado is refusing to rent an apartment to any Trump voters. Mark Holmes placed an ad in the local Grand Junction, Colorado paper seeking a tenant for a two-bedroom apartment. He stipulated that applicants must not support Trump. A spokesperson for Housing and Urban Development says this is not a violation of federal housing regulations that ban discrimination, although he said it certainly was a unique situation. The landlord accuses Trump of preaching hate and says he lives in the top part of the house and doesn't want anyone who thinks Trump can be a good president living in his home. Mr. Holmes said he has already received several promising applicants for the apartment, but he has also received at least a few angry messages on his answering machine. The apartment in question would allow dogs and features a hot tub and space for an organic garden. It's official, the millennials are moving out of the city centers and into the burbs. CNBC reports that just 17% of millennials bought homes in urban or central city areas. The National Association of Realtors confirms that the median age of a millennial homebuyer is 30 years old. As a generation begins to marry and have children, they are seeking out bigger homes and better schools, which typically means the suburbs. NAR recently conducted their annual survey and found that debt continues to plague buyers across the country and is delaying home purchases for people in all age groups. A majority of millennials cited student loan debt as a barrier to saving for their down payments. Still, the survey found that the desire to own is growing among younger buyers. 48% of millennials surveyed said it was their primary reason for buying. On the flip side, Gen X buyers were most looking for larger homes, and older boomers were typically buying because of retirement, according to the survey. It may be time to put the cool back into ranch-style homes. Realtor Mag reports that the popularity of ranches has waxed and waned in recent times, most often depending on location, condition, and price. Overall, the greatest interest nationwide comes from young couples looking for an affordable entry-level option that they can remodel and redecorate. Baby boomers looking to downsize to one level are also choosing ranches. To take advantage of the ranch revival, Realtor Mag suggests that the following when listing the home. Since the word ranch can have a negative connotation for some people, you might consider using the words mid-century modern, since it gives an image of a classic collectible. You can also play up the ranch's manageable and affordable size to those buyers interested in keeping costs and taxes low. Buyers may also be more attracted to a ranch that is furnished with mid-century modern-style furniture, including modern light fixtures, cabinet hardware, and white-painted backgrounds, as a way to play up the classic collectible vibe. Stay tuned, we have more coming up right after this. And welcome back to the Real Estate News. My next guest is Kirsten Goggin with Century 21. Welcome back, Kirsten. Always great to see you.
Thanks, Stacey.
So big news today with you, I hear. Just now you've got a big price reduction. Literally just happened.
Yep, right before I came here. So here to announce 5141 Prairie Rose Road, East Madison. Just reduced to $275, so it's a big price reduction. They are motivated. This is a great property, and you got to get in immediately because, I mean, we already had a ton of interest, but no offers. So this price reduction is going to just push it right over the edge. But we do have an open house this Sunday, 1 to 3 on the 10th. This property is amazing. So corner lot, fenced in, trees, private backyard, huge deck. There's also a big deck or a paver patio off the lower level walkout. There's a brick like fire pit that's also doubles as like a pizza oven. And there's a private deck off the master suite, which is super cool and very unique. Private master bath, walk-in closets, vaulted ceilings in the living room, and also in one of the second bedrooms. Just so much space, so much. I could go on and on and on. Tons of features. You have to see it.
So those pizza ovens you're hearing so much about too right now, they're so trendy, aren't they?
Yeah, you know, I haven't had a slice over there yet. I think once we get the offer, we'll have to celebrate and try it. But I mean, how cool is that? I mean, this house really is perfect. If you love entertaining Big open kitchen, nice big huge deck, walk down to the paver patio. There's they've got it set up with a bar in the lower level because it does have a rec room as well as a family room. Big living room on the main level with a gas fireplace. It's 4 bedrooms. I mean, this is around 2,800 square feet, 3-car garage. There's nothing to be desired with to be desired with this house.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I mean, it sounds huge. And you said there's a walk-in closet too, which would be a big seller, I think.
Oh yeah, so lots of storage space, walk-in closets. There's even like an office area, plenty of storage. Landscaping's all been done, so you just have move in and enjoy it. The hallway has a skylight, so there's tons of openness and bright sunshine, natural light. That's important, especially when we're supposed to be in springtime and it feels like it's not quite here yet.
Yes, with the natural light, that sounds just what we need right now, just what the doctor ordered. So now just one more thing, how do people contact you now if they are interested or if they're wanting to list?
Yes, absolutely. I need listings. There are buyers wanting to buy your house. Money's cheap. They are out there pre-qualified. Many properties are getting multiple offers. 3 of the 4 brand new listings that I have already gone, multiple offers within the first day on the market. So check out sellwithkj.com for a video on my marketing and what sets me apart.
Yeah, if you want to sell quickly, go to KJ. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
And welcome back. I'm with Josh Slovak. He's a real estate agent with Keller Williams. Welcome back, Josh. Good to see you again. What's going on these days?
Hey, thanks for having me on the show again. Well, I do have a few things in mind that we could talk about.
Great. So what's going on? Do you have some cool new listings to share with us?
Yeah, actually, one of them is really nice. It's down on Carla Drive, down in Belleville, which, you know, some people think Belleville's kind of too far from Madison, but really it's only a 20-minute drive to the west side of Madison, about 20 minutes to Epic. But this beautiful custom-built home has big cathedral ceilings, big master suite with a jetted tub, gorgeous wood floors, a bunch of new tile, and really cool is the lower level with a Badger-themed bar and then a theater room. All this on a 1.5-acre lot for only $365.
Wow, that sounds like a nice one. I bet that one's going to go fast. Do you find that homes are selling faster right now?
Yeah, thanks so much for bringing that up. Actually, in certain areas, definitely homes are selling quickly. Actually, I was out with a client this past weekend over in the Atwood neighborhood by Olbrich Park, and there we were looking at, you know, more modest-sized homes, around 1,200 square feet or so. There was 2 of them in particular. One had actually 6 offers on it that first open house. The other one had 3 offers on it. So yeah, definitely crazy in that area.
Wow, that does sound crazy. What do you think is causing that?
Yeah, well, it certainly is crazy. Like I said, in the price range under $200,000, you know, and if you think about the real estate market, it goes in cycles, right? So kind of goes up and down. And if you think back to 08, 09, we kind of had this major downturn in the recession. Yeah, well, now we're kind of on the upside of that. Couple that with rising rents, which I think is pushing more renters into the purchase market. You know, I have one client actually, they're renting an apartment downtown Madison for around $1,800 a month. Well, he's looking to get into the purchase market, buy a home for around $225, and his payment's going to drop to about $1,400 a month.
Well, now, since it's such a seller's market, isn't that a problem for people that want to move from one house to another? Like if somebody's moving from a larger home, moving to a larger home from like a starter home?
Yeah, moving from one home to another is definitely a tricky situation, and it takes some skill to really make it a smooth transition. Actually, I have one client right now whom my team is helping with their move, Pete and Erica. They're awesome people, by the way. And we were able to actually get an accepted offer on their house within a week on the market. The problem was, though, they didn't have a new home to go to yet. So, you know, we actually negotiated with the buyer for their house to, you know, kind of extend the time frame and allow them to stay in their house a little bit longer. Well, now we have an accepted offer on their new home, which is near University Heights, which is also a very competitive market, similar to the Atwood neighborhood too. And you know, we're going to make it happen for them, and they're real excited.
Wow, that's fantastic. Well, what about buyers then? Any tips for them?
Yeah, well, certainly contacting our team will help give you the right advice to put you in a better negotiating position. Or you could check out our homebuyer seminar with Connect Madison. This is going to be on Thursday, April 28th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. and that's going to take place at the Ganser Company on the Beltline right near Fish Hatchery Road.
That sounds great. Definitely check that out.
Thank you.
And welcome back to the Real Estate News. My next guest is Chris Thomas. He's the owner of Right on Target Real Estate. Welcome back, Chris. Good to see you again.
Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about, why would you say someone should hire you over another agent to help them buy or sell?
Well, I've got a really good track record. I've been doing this since 1999, and I started my own company in 2005, and everybody kind of told me back then that the market was going to crash and that I wasn't going to be successful. But you know, from that point on, I was thinking outside the box. I was doing things different than other companies out there, and my track record, I guess, speaks for itself. I've been in the top, say, 10 agents in South Central Wisconsin since probably 2006. I've sold houses in all kinds of different price ranges, so I'm not just kind of pigeonholing myself into one category or another. I'll help people from the smallest to the biggest houses. And we have a lot of cool tools that we use to help market your home above and beyond the things that you expect, like the MLS and things like that.
Well, good for you for sticking with it and not listening to the naysayers. So it sounds like your track record's been pretty great since you started selling with Right on Target.
Yeah, it's actually been quite good, and certainly, you know, I've got a sales background and sales and marketing, so I'm kind of geared for that. I have kind of a recipe for success, I guess you'd say, and when I follow that, good things seem to happen.
That's great. Good advice for anybody. So why do you think you've been so successful as an independent real estate company?
Well, obviously you have to be organized at what you do. I think you have to like your job. I think you have to be a people person, but certainly when it comes right down to it, you have to be able to take care of tasks as they come out, and then really when it comes right down to it, you have to be a good marketer, and you have to be able to communicate and really negotiate well, and I think all those things are strong suits of mine. So.
And I think you've ticked all those boxes too. It shows in your success. So anything else you'd like to share with us today?
Well, certainly I think a lot of people, when they talk to me, they say, well, why would I hire a small company over maybe one of these larger companies that you've heard of? And the funny thing is, most of those larger companies at one time or another have actually looked for me to come work for them, but I like the flexibility of owning my own company where I can kind of make my own decisions. I don't really lose anything by having a small company. In fact, because I can make my own decisions, and if, let's say, I need to help out with a commission or whatever it might be, I can make that decision on the fly without getting any kind of approval from an upper management type person. So.
And it's definitely something to be said for that. It gives you so much flexibility too, even with the people you work with.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks so much for stopping by today. It was great to see you again.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thank you.
And stay with us. And welcome back to the Real Estate News. I'm now with Denise Homes with Bunbury & Associates. So welcome, Denise. I'm just meeting you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you, Stacy. I've been in the Madison market my whole life. I've been in real estate for 39 years and have thoroughly enjoyed it. I have basically done the residential end of the market more than the commercial, and I cover all of Dane County.
So you've got a ton of experience. How would you say that buyers can prepare themselves to be more competitive in this market? Because from what I hear, it really is more of a seller's market.
It definitely is a seller's market in certain price ranges, and I think that's where people, you know, listening to the media, they think all price ranges are that way. But right now, the buyers really have to get organized. They have to be able to go meet with a lender. They need pre-approvals. They need their down payments in order to be able to be competitive. A lot of the houses are going for over asking price. And I think that's where the buyers need to work with realtors to be able to figure out what is the true value of the property and be able to be prepared to pay more than the asking price. And I always tell buyers, is this the absolute house? Are you going to be upset if we lose it? Because if you take a 30-year mortgage at the low interest rates today, that's a very small amount every month for your dream house. So I think buyers have to be prepared to know that they may pay more than what the asking price is.
Do you think it's really kind of a gut feeling for them, like they know this is the one, or whether it's worth it?
I think you will if you go out and look at a few homes. It's hard when you find your perfect house right off the bat and you don't know that it is your perfect house until you maybe look at 10. For some people, it's 5 houses, sometimes it's 30 houses to find the perfect house. But the internet has helped immensely that people can shop online and be able to rule out a lot of houses that they don't think will work for them or the location.
Yeah, you can really get a sense of what's out there, so that's really nice. Now, what about sellers? They've still got to be competitive as well.
And it is, and I think it's really important for sellers. You just can't put your house on the market. You know, you really need to have a realtor come in, walk through room by room with you, and be objective. I always joke that I'd probably have to paint my own house inside because I have all these bright colors. You need to be able to, we call it saleable beige, but you need to declutter your house, make it show from the very first time the person walks in the front door, is your house shining over somebody else's? Is it clean? I mean, clean doesn't cost anything. And I think that's what's important for people to realize is, and also staging a house. You know, if you work with realtors, a lot of them have stagers they work with, or they know themselves how to present their house to the best to be on the market.
So which way do you go? Do you work with someone, or do you kind of know enough about it?
I do both. You know, and I think too, a lot of people watch the television shows and they always say, oh, we should do it just like this. Sometimes you can overstage, so you want to make it so you want your house to feel homey. You don't want it to be so cold when you walk in. You want it to be welcoming to the buyer.
Great advice. Well, thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Hi folks, and welcome back to the Real Estate News. We have a very exciting guest we're going to talk to today. We want to talk a little bit about in the spring and summer how people often think about remodeling their homes. Many areas have much drought this time of year, and the lack of water makes us think about better home efficiency. Joining us today, we are so excited to have Bravo star Jenny Pulos. She is an author, an actress, and comedian, and she helps solve some of the most difficult home remodeling projects. You've probably seen her on reality's hit TV shows on Bravo, Flipping Out, and Interior Therapy. Jenny, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, how did you go from being a great and talented actress, comedian, and rapper, by the way, I've heard your raps and they're fantastic, to one of the most beloved, thank you, to one of the most beloved characters on Bravo?
Well, you know, I didn't foresee my life ending up this way, but very grateful for it.
Absolutely.
I was pursuing a career in acting and comedy, and took a part-time job for Jeff Lewis because I wanted to learn about real estate and learn how to invest my money someday.
Absolutely.
And I was developing a presentation, talked Jeff Lewis into being a part of the show I was developing. It turned into being a show about Jeff. And here we are 8 seasons later. We had another show, Interior Therapy, for 2 seasons. And I've gone through a lot, you know, publicly. I divorced, remarried, had my baby all on the show. And I would say to people out there, you know, embrace the unknown and what you don't expect in your life, because it can lead you to the great joys. And that's something I stand here today and am happy I went through what I went through.
Absolutely. What a great story. And I think those kind of personal traits about you, that's what makes people love you on television. Like I said, I certainly loved watching you doing your rap because I have little ones. So it meant a lot to me to see you having fun with that.
I gotta send you a CD, Old School Kids.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much. No, moving on a little bit, you're here to talk about conservation. Why is that?
I am. I'm so thrilled to be partnering with Niagara Conservation on their incredible campaign, What the Flush, hashtag What the Flush.
Great name, by the way, great name.
Created the stealth toilet. What else can I say? It's $149. It uses less than a gallon of water per flush.
Wow.
So that can save you up to 20,000 gallons of water per household per year.
Wow.
If 50,000 people would install this toilet in their home, we could save up to 1 billion gallons of water.
That's
fantastic. So we know in California, but more importantly everywhere, that we face drought and issues with water conservation, and this is a way to fix it without changing any habits except installing a new toilet. And, you know, it's really an incredible product. They've patented the only ones with a vacuum assist technology, so the product actually is going to flush with a little amount of water and do the job and do it incredibly well. So why wouldn't I? I mean, what the flush? I'd be stupid to not be with my buddies at Niagara. And, you know, basically save the planet and install a good looking toilet in your home.
Absolutely, and you said it's totally affordable, $149 you said?
Yes,
And
and by the time you save on your water bill and with rebates, you've paid for it.
Absolutely. What are some other water conservation practices that we can employ here?
I think it's important to always be mindful that you could have, you know, a dripping faucet or a leaky valve or places where water could be wasted and you don't even know about it. You know, a lot of times with renovation, there's problems inside that you don't see from the outside until you start exploring. So just to be, you know, mindful of that and look for it. Turning off your water when you brush your teeth, obviously taking shorter showers, being mindful of watering your landscaping. You know, every little part I think adds up. So 10 seconds here, 10 seconds there, before you know it, you know, you're saving a lot.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I think that it's beneficial to everyone in the home and outside the home to be mindful of what's happening with their water, because we only have as much as we have. So I appreciate so much your you're looking into this and learning so much. You really know what you're talking about. Your statistics are really just hitting it right on the head. Talking about flipping out, real quickly, what are some of the most interesting problems that you've experienced on flipping out, water or not?
Right. Well, actually, we just had a waterproofing issue, or one, you know, I think oftentimes, again, when you can't judge a book by its cover, a home will look good and then we'll start exploring a little bit and we find a lot of problems that we didn't know existed. And even in a physical inspection or something, those problems aren't caught. So I think with any purchase of a home, or for that matter, if you're renting, there's always going to be things that pop up. And it's dealing with that. And you know, we always have issues, as you do if you've ever done any renovation, with finding good people.
Absolutely.
And you know, getting them to show up.
Isn't that the
we
truth?
always believe in writing a lot of checks. You know, this is good advice, I hope, for people out there. Don't pay everything up front when you're ordering or working with people, because you just never know. And it's a lot of babysitting, but you know, it's nice to work on your home, because I think it is your sanctuary and you want to be able to come back to a space after our crazy lives and how hard we work, and you know,
feel
many
peace.
of us being parents and juggling so much. You want to have that as your sanctuary to be able to recharge.
I love that idea. Thank you for sharing that. I feel exactly the same way about the home. Really, we're running out of time a little bit, and I would love to talk to you all day, but real quick, what is the next plan for you in your career? Just real quick.
I am working currently on developing some scripted projects. Still working with Jeff Lewis Design. Always will continue with the wrapping.
Yes.
Obviously, I'm here with my toilet sweetie lover stealth, What the Flush, and enjoying being a mom, and you know, want to do more things with children in entertainment.
Oh, fantastic. We look so forward to it. Well, thank you so much for being with us today, Jenny, and we appreciate all you've had to share with us and the What the Flush campaign.
Hashtag
Let's
What
keep
the
it going.
Flush.
What the Flush. Thanks all, and join us soon for the Real Estate News.
Special thanks to our guests for stopping by today, and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. Be sure to join us again next week. I'm Stacey Hansen for the Real Estate News, making a positive impact and leading the real estate market.